Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of the Q2 Theory. We're going to be talking about how specifically to run for office on a college campus
We're destined
group.
for good things. We're destined for good things. We're destined for good things.
What you want to especially focus on is getting involved and getting to know the leaders of the group, the current leaders of the group, so your current president, VP, etc., right? They're going to help you in multiple ways. One is that you're going to be able to learn from them what it takes to be a leader inside of the group. They're going to, and you can ask them questions and they'll be willing to answer, especially if you're someone who's motivated and you're someone who's consistently there. They will be willing, more than willing, to actually tell you what you need to know in order to get involved, or I should say, in order to understand how to get involved and what it takes and everything, right? So what I did is when I started being active in the Honor Society as a member, I would talk to them. I would find out, okay, so what's the time commitment like? What are some things that you learned while being an officer that could help as far as, how to do it effectively? What are some tips that you would have to anybody who might want to be an officer? All these things I was asking them, and I was just learning. It was kind of funny because I would listen so much, right? And you guys know I can talk because you've seen all my videos, right? But I was listening so much that they actually thought I was a silent person. And they were like, oh man, you don't speak much. But what I was doing was I was just listening and I was just taking in all the information that they were willing to share with me. And then I was learning on everything that they knew. So there was a lot of stuff that when I became president, I did not have to go through. For example, like if they started here and then they learned and got to here, because I was able to listen to them and learn what they learned, I started somewhere around here. And then I was able to start from here instead of here. And then I started and built from there, right? So that I went from greater to greater. It just got higher and higher, and that is what you want to do. When you go up, that is what you want to do. So the thing I would encourage you, get active as a member, get in touch with all of your officers and just learn from them. The ones, of course, who are around, right? You want to definitely talk to them and use them. They're a great resource. Then most groups have two types of meetings. You've got actually I'll say three. They've got events, they've got member meetings, and they've got officer meetings. As you become active and as you become active and you're showing up and they're seeing your face and you're speaking with them, you want to ask if you can come into an officer meeting. So if you get a yes, that's a golden opportunity because you get to be there, you get to learn, observe what's going on, how's it like behind the scenes. Generally, when you're in these meetings, the officer meetings, you don't want to just, do a bunch of this. And you want to be very respectful, even though they're your age. When they're the officers, you want to be very respectful because if you're rude, that's gonna impact you negatively, right? So you want to be a little overly respectful, okay? Just because you're establishing a relationship and you're showing that you respect the position that they are in, okay? If you respect their position, they're going to respect you and actually believe that you're a person that can be in their position because you're a respectful person. Let's say you do have a topic that you are very knowledgeable about, you can talk about that, interject, and you always start off with why you're knowledgeable on the topic. And you never want to tell them what to do, but you want to offer opinions that they could think about. But for the most part, you're being quiet and you're listening. And they're getting used to your presence. They're getting used to you being there, okay? They'll start to already think of you as one of them. When the current officers think of you as one of them, when you run for office, they can actually be a help by them working towards helping you get in your position for you to get elected, which is great. I had a thumbs up from the previous officers, and that really, really helped me with getting elected, right? So then that's what you want to make sure that you do. The next thing is with the members. You want to definitely be interacting with the members as much as possible when you're at the members meetings, when you are at your events, right? You want to be sure that you are interacting, that you're friendly. And before you say that you want to run for an office, and I would actually encourage you, even if you're not sure about running or you don't really want to run yet, I would encourage you to make sure that you're still friendly to everybody in general, but also with your fellow members. Then it'll be easier to run, right? Once you announce, it's like, whoa, this guy I really like is now running, or this girl I really like is now running for office, right? And that's the way that you want to be. So those are some keys that you can use, and you can really, really gain impact. And also the next thing I would tell you to do is to pay attention to who else is running. I'm talking about who's running for other candidate positions, right? So for example, when I ran for president, there was a girl who was running for one of the senator positions, right? And there's other people running for officer positions, right? And I just, by natural virtue of just networking and talking to people, I ended up being great friends with her. I ended up talking to basically everybody who was running. I became friends with them. And so it's great because it was kind of like coming in with my own team almost. That's how it felt like. It felt like it got to the point where, okay, I'm running for president, and everybody else and everyone else is, I did have an opponent for president, but everybody else was running for all these different positions. And so I became friends with them, and it sort of looked like, wow, here's this guy running for president who has his whole team already figured out. And so that was a really, really huge benefit, okay? And so you build those relationships with those people who are also running. Now, the next thing, the flip side I want to tell you, is that when you're looking at the person who's also running for the position you're running for, is because you want to make sure that you're very friendly to that person, okay? Like specifically friendly to that person. And realize, this isn't like a me against you thing. It's just we're both going for the same position. May the best person win, right? You want to make sure that this person is turned to an ally. So you don't want to be antagonistic towards this person, right? You just, hey, you're just there to present your merits and let the people decide, which one that they would like inside of the position. But you don't make an enemy with that person. You make friends with that person to the best of your ability. For me, the girl who was also running for president of the Honor Society, she ended up, when I won the position, and then she ended up getting the position of vice president, right? And so when that happened, I was super excited and happy that I was able to become acquainted with her simply for the fact that I did not make her into an enemy. We actually, right now, she's my best friend. Like, no joke, she is my best friend right now. And the only reason that could happen is because I did not make her an enemy. Like when we were talking, and then she said, that she was running for the president position as well. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's awesome. So, tell me about your plans and things like that. And I was just talking and encouraging her. I was actually encouraging her and what she was doing. And, oh, cool. So, you've gotten experience in that and this and the other. Whoa, that is awesome, And I was like, and she had experience and things. I was like, whoa, that is really, really cool. It would be awesome to experience what you've experienced. And when I was talking to her, I was from a genuine place of just caring about her and just being a friendly person. I wanted to be her friend, whether she won the position or I won the position. It didn't matter if I lost. I still wanted to be her friend, right? And that's the way you've got to approach it with no matter what position you're running for, whoever is also running for that position, you want to have a mind and an attitude of friendship, because the person who's running for that position might end up in another position with you, or even if they don't end up in another position, they're still a member of the group, right? And you want to build a connection. You never want to start your term in position inside of a group with negative feelings between you and a lead member, right? Because any person who's willing to run for office is someone who is or potentially can be a lead member with influence in the group. When she became my vice president, we worked together like this. We just accomplished so many things with our team, and that was all possible because of multiple things, and mainly because I was friendly. So if you have any questions or you have any thoughts, or you'd like me to maybe read over some of your content for your election related stuff or your campaign or whatnot, I would definitely love to do that. You can put your comments below in this comment section. With that being said, definitely remember to subscribe and ring the bell so that you can get notified when we've got more content coming out. And with that being said, have a great day, everyone. And remember, we're destined for good things. Peace.